guys, Jacob here. As you know, they did show State of the Game today and gave us some new news about Episode 3. Some of the news consists of the new Chameleon Assault Rifle, or the Vector Assault Rifle, which you guys are calling it. Also the 2 new classified missions, and also the 2 new main missions, and most importantly, the one you guys are most excited about is the new Specialization. The new classified missions is going to be the first thing I talk about first, which I know people don't really care about the classified missions that much, and they mostly will care about the main missions. But these ones do look pretty cool, and I'm really excited for them because this is more content for us to play. I know you guys will probably play them one time and kind of just never play them again, but they do look pretty neat, and one of them actually gives me kind of Division 1 style vibes because it kind of looks like it's something from Division 1. And the first one is going to be the Detention Center, and this is what it looks like right here. It kind of has that prison kind of look to it, which it's kind of all, gray and dark and stuff, which I really like. It's kind of creepy a little bit. But the next one is the one I'm excited about, is the nightclub, which kind of reminds me of Division 1 back in West Side Pier. If you guys played that, if you stayed till the end, they had an area in there which was a nightclub and had some music playing. You can go there and do like an event and kill bosses and stuff like that, which they also had a place in Underground like that played music, and you could fight hunters, which it was just really fun to fight hunters while like dubstep music was playing and stuff like that with technical lights just bouncing everywhere and all kinds of crazy colors. And the next thing is going to be the 2 main missions, which we're getting 2 main missions kind of like the Pentagon, and that's going to be the baseball field, which, as you guys know, if you saw this in the trailer, they did show it a little bit. You could see the Black Tusk in there, walking around and stuff. And if you want to go back and watch the trailer, you can, so you can see more in depth this location. But I'm really excited to play this because it's just a new location, which I never thought we'd be fighting in a baseball field in a Division, kind of like the Forest in Camp White Oak. Next is going to be the Amusement Park, which I am very excited for. This looks pretty creepy, and just the look of it looks awesome. And I've been wanting to fight an amusement park for a long time, and now I can. So this looks pretty awesome, and you can see this actually in the trailer as well. It has like a creepy laugh to it when the agents are running through. So I cannot wait to play this mission because it's something new and different. Next is going to be the Chameleon Assault Rifle, which a lot of you guys are mostly here for, and the damage on it's pretty low, and has 900 RPM with 50 rounds in the magazine. So the reason why I think they put this so low is because if the RPM was too high and it had high damage, this gun would just be the king, and everybody would be running this because it's an assault rifle basically with insane RPM. And I know there's some in the game, like the rail splitter, that hit really hard, but I know they probably had to think a way to not break this. Also with the talents, I could see people making some crazy builds with this. So low damage, but I'm pretty sure this gun will be really good in situations, and it'll probably be one of the better assault rifles to use in the game. Also, it looks crazy as hell and looks really cool just for like the magazine alone and the suppressor. Next is going to be the talents, which this is Adaptive Instincts. Hitting 30 headshots grants 20% crit hit chance and 50% crit hit damage for 45 seconds, which is awesome. Hitting 60 body shots grants 100% weapon damage for 45 seconds, and hitting 30 leg shots grants 150% reload speed for 45 seconds. And then you have overlap on there, which is while holstered gain 5% weapon handling, which is kind of weird. It's a holster talent. I was expecting to have something a little bit different, but Adaptive Instincts is pretty awesome because it's kind of a crit style weapon, which to me, it doesn't bother me at all. The next thing is going to be the weapon attachments, actually, and some of these are a little bit lower than I thought they're going to be, which is going to be the 15% accuracy. You do get the 20 rounds, you get the crit chance from the Chameleon muzzle, and the grip. But overall, you can see it has 10% crit chance there, which is cool. At least they put some mods on there, but I was kind of expecting have a little more crit damage on it. But overall, I'm not really too upset about it. But it's just really cool to see we're going to have a new gun being added. Also, the Honey Badger is another gun that's going to be a high-end gun as well. Is going to be added to the game, but we haven't seen that much yet, only in the trailer. But right now, I'm going to let this clip roll of the devs talking about the new Specialization so you guys can hear it directly from them, and you guys don't have to hear me talk about it for 13 minutes straight, and you guys can just hear their input on it and have them talk about it and show you guys what it does. But thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all later.
So obviously, right before we even begin, the kind of idea behind the firewall spec is it's all about getting up close and personal, right? So obviously a flamethrower has limited range, so I think it's just under 15 meters or something like that, which in the Division 2 actually feels quite close. So this is all about getting up and close and personal, but it also means, which you'll see with the skill mod, that there's a lot of cool synergies
Yes.
with some skills here.
Mm-hmm.
So, so with this striker shield, it allows you to actually use your flamethrower and the shield at the same time, which means you can get up close and personal with enemies.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about that is, sorry, let me find it here. So allies that are nearby you all deal extra damage if they're nearby, right? And so the idea behind this is it's kind of the fantasy of, you know, one guy with a shield coming in, everyone else kind of grouping around and
Yeah.
following the guy with the shield.
10% damage is nothing to scoff at. That's
Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
yeah. It can be pretty powerful.
Apply to the whole team, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And you also see here, so, right, like you need to get in close. So there's a cover-to-cover bonus armor here, and that's going to allow you, if you're far away, to
Yeah.
kind of use cover-to-cover movement to kind of get nearby.
cool. I just do see some people pointing out in chat that the available points is at -222. Like we said, this is a dev build, so this isn't
Yes. Yes.
how it's going to be in the
Yes.
final version that you see.
We basically cheated our way into having everything, and our game doesn't display that super well in the dev build.
Right, what else you got in here? There's a sidearm as
Yeah.
well.
We do have a sidearm. Before I talk about the
Okay.
sidearm, so I want to talk about fire response. So on armor break, you basically light everyone around you on fire. And it's a small radius, right? And so the idea here is like
So when your armor
you
breaks,
have like
yes.
a slight protection
Okay.
against like melee rushers and people like that who are kind of annoying when you have like a shield and stuff like that. So if anyone kind of flanks you, comes from behind, whatever,
Yeah.
and you kind of get in that dangerous moment, you're kind of protected for a
Hold
few
up,
seconds.
theory crafting.
Yes.
Dark Zone people who are annoyed with shotguns,
Yes.
and those shotguns getting in close, that's going to affect those people, I would imagine.
100%.
Interesting. Okay. Someone asking, this is coming for the upcoming update, not for Loot 2.0. So this is coming in
Yes.
episode 3,
This is
which is
episode
coming
3.
in February.
Yes.
Yep.
For those that had the year 1 pass holders, the narrative content that we pointed out before, the main missions and classifieds.
Yeah.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Those are available 1 week earlier
Yes.
than they are for people
Yes.
who don't have the year 1
That's right.
pass. Great. But everyone, community-wide, will be able to play this stuff
Both of
in
tho-
February.
Both of those dates are in February.
So
Hint, hint.
work backwards from there. Okay.
Cool. So the sidearm called Firestarter. So this one is cool because one, it's a double barrel shotgun,
Yeah.
which are always fun, but it actually applies a debuff that makes. I don't know. Do we actually have it, George, in their inventory, or I can just talk about it? Doesn't matter.
Let's take a look.
Nice. The sidearm's pretty cool because basically we apply a 50% burn resistance for 5 seconds if we hit an enemy with this. So obviously you can chain it together with your flamethrower. Now that includes enemies that are completely immune to burn. So you can take someone completely
their
immune to
immunity.
burn, hit them, take away their immunity, put
Nice.
them at 50% resistance, and then light them on fire.
And that doesn't have to be just flames from your flamethrower. It could be a flame
anything.
turret. It could
And
be. All right.
yeah. So it's pretty powerful.
Nice. I like that one. And also, that's a cool model.
Yeah.
It looks like a.
Yeah.
I'm a pirate. No, just me. That's really cool.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
what else
cool.
do we need to see on the specialization tree?
There was the grenade people were asking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Yes. The last thing, which is super cool. I guess I can open it here.
I don't know if you know, but someone is asking if it's 50% like of their total, or is it a 50% decrease of the, like if someone has,
Has over 100.
yeah,
Is
if
the
someone has
idea.
80, do they go down 40 or do they go down to 30? Is it
No, they go
max?
down to.
Is it halved or is it removing 50% from whatever their
That is a
total
great question.
We will
That's
check
why
them
I
out.
said you might not know because
I
that's pretty.
actually don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
All right.
that's a great question. I bet obviously Frederick would know.
Yeah.
Adrian would know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. So the other super cool thing about this is a brand new grenade type, which is the cluster grenade. So throwing the cluster grenade, it kind of has a bunch of it's a cluster bomb, so a bunch of pieces kind of fall out and they explode. It's super fun to use. And maybe we can see that in action with George. Yes, and last but not least, actually, is there anything? I mean, there's lots of cool stuff like getting signature ammo.
Yeah.
It's all about killing things within
Yeah.
close range. You get more sig ammo for you and your buddies.
And what's the weapon mod?
So, it's a tactical short grip, and I think if we look at that one, it gives you crit, I think.
We could go take a look at that. Seen that.
So basically, that shield mod gives you and your allies a damage increase, and the buff strength is increasing with the amount of enemies that are in that cone in front of you.
Interesting. Very cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out in a group as well, with that 10% damage buff to your friends.
Yes. So what I think is really cool, right, is like I think there can be some really cool synergies with group play here.
Yeah.
Especially those players that really can figure out good ways to kind of stick together.
Do you have the grenade equipped, George?
Yeah, pop out a grenade.
George is like, let me play.
George's YouTube credibility is really intrinsically tied to his gameplay performance here. Pressure's on, dude. Woo! I love explosions. Once these guys are all toasted, I actually just want to see the grenade kind of close up. Maybe you could throw one out close to you, so we can see exactly how that looks. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Actually, do you have the chameleon in your inventory as well, George? Some people are asking if we can get a quick look at that. Maybe once you find a safe spot.
George has just really kicked a hornet's nest here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to burn the RC car. Good luck.
We need a George cam. He's kind of freaking out. I like that. No one asked that. Darkscom. Okay, I'll leave it up to chat. Do you want to see the chameleon in action? I'm pretty sure some people were asking for that. How about, this is a good question from Onsley. How about 4 guys running the specialization side by side? Does everyone get that same 10% buff, like on top of the buff, or can it only affect you once?
I am not 100% sure how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to
Like
mislead
it stacks,
with the wrong answer.
It would seem, I totally understand the concern. It would seem a little OP if you could run
It would.
with 40% damage all the time.
Yes.
Sounds-
On everything that you're
Absolutely.
running. Yeah.
Yep.